smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I look at you, I know it's alright. You read my mind, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I don't need another love. Yeah. We do this every day. We do this love for life. You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Sunday night mainstay. It is the Clubhouse Chaotic Chat. We're on show 101, and I'm glad you're here for the ride, because all the way to 200 is going to be amazing. We're excited tonight about our guest, fantastic creator in the community. He's been around quite a bit, been friends with him for a long time, and looking forward to you getting to know a little bit about what it's like to be in Diz. If you're new to us tonight, help us out by hitting that thumb, giving us a like. We always work to get triple digits over here. Subscribe to the channel. These ladies go every Sunday night. Disney content on this channel 7 days a week. We'd love for you to be a part of it. And if you're watching on the replay, hey, you can always comment on the video. We would love for you to do that. I'm going to bring in the ladies because we are ready to go and excited about tonight. Hello, ladies. Welcome in here. It's good to see you all. I see that my name thing went out on for two of you, so let me fix that real quick, because updating the thing, updates and updates. We got to get Mandy's in there, Mandy, Mary, boom, and we got to get Jen's in there, because nope, I can't put that in there. You got to change that. Can you change your nomenclature, Jen?
Oh,
Could you? Yeah, I
Oh.
can't.
What was it?
No.
no.
So as we're doing that, let me say,
I'm
Steph.
really curious.
I'll say hello to Steph first. Steph, how are you? You
I'm
wrote
doing
tonight.
fine.
You wrote tonight's episode. You got. I'm loving the the glasses look there and everything.
Yep,
Life's
sorry.
good for
I'll
you.
put them back on in a second.
Life's good
Yes.
for you. Congratulations to your daughter, who
Thank you.
got engaged. So we're very excited for that.
She said yes to the dress yesterday, so
Yes to the dress.
got to get another job.
That's. I wonder if I can do. Oh, hold on.
I can't do it.
I think I can. I think
Maybe 2 more jobs.
2 more jobs. Well, we're glad you're here.
Well,
we're excited.
Yeah, when you have triplets, that kind of happens.
It won't let me. It won't let me change it either. I don't know why.
That's okay. I don't need a name today.
Thanks, Jennifer.
We can never decide what name to use anyway.
There. How about that? I did make it happen.
There, okay.
Made it happen.
There we go.
Mandy, how are you?
Doing wonderful. It's been an amazing couple days of watching football. So very happy that it's fall. Football is back, ready for Halloween fun.
Love it.
So
Love it. Love hearing all that. Halloween, tractor pulls and cutting grass and football. And I always love watching your husband cut the grass. I don't know why. I haven't figured out why I love doing that. I sit and wait for him to make circles and go, there's the cat. And I yell cat in the window, cat. I mesmerized. So it is what it is. Good to see you here. Glad you're here. Jen, how are you tonight? We got you up there properly. I was afraid your mom might not know who you were. I wanted to make sure. So.
Oh, Mom knows who I am.
Oh, okay. How are you today?
Mom knows who I am. I'm good. I'm good. It's a beautiful weekend, feeling like fall.
Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love to hear
It's not
that.
hot anymore. It's not real hot, so it's
good.
a nice weekend.
I love that we've got everybody together. Miss Tina Marie is here. She's started a new job and all kinds of things going on. She's no longer living in Canada. She is now officially moved to Ecuador, and she's living there. So, Tina, how are things?
Ecuador, huh?
The first.
No habla español.
It's the first country that came to mind.
Yeah, clearly. Ecuador. I don't even know what the question was, but hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
Good. New job going well?
Yeah,
Good.
it is. I love it.
Glad to hear that. Anybody who's looking for photography up in that New England corridor, Tina's up there doing her thing. Reach out. Weddings, graduation shots, all that stuff. We will definitely highlight and push that for her. Yes, she's done for my family. She's amazing at her photography. So. All right, we're going to have some fun tonight. I'm excited about tonight's guest, but before we do that, we've got to say hello to the chat real quick. So this is where I get to wear a hand. I get to have a hand for a few minutes, you know. So here it is. It's huge.
And this is Mandy's introduction.
You know, this is Mandy's
introduction
thing.
day.
You know, and I also should say, I think before they cut mine off, it was this big, right before they did. So this works out great. So there we go. All right,
Hit it, Mandy. You're all about this.
Say hello to the chat, Mandy. Welcome in. Let's go.
There is a ton of amazing people in here tonight. So want to say hi to Fred O'Malley, Francisco, Vicky Gillespie, Debbie Bernfeld, Teresa Squara, Jennifer Caruso.
Nice.
Cakes 2112.
Okay.
Dame Dystopia, Paul Engel, Ellie, Hatbox Ghost, Go Mini, Park Bros, Italian.
Nice.
Kelsey Elizabeth.
Oh.
Plymouth Rock.
The Rock.
Jill Watchbrick.
Jill.
Regina Erie. Laura Jam. Andromeda Shun.
Oh, okay.
Stephanie Kiel. Chris S. It's me, David T. Molly's mom. Mark F. Zippity Doo Dug. Frederick Gallagher. PNW Maid. Lila Rose. Roderick Freeman. Livin' in Diz. Murray's Adventures. Nanny Pooh Bear. Phil Her Magical Mel. Jan S. Disney 1974.
Nice.
And Ann Gilnack.
Nice.
And my apologies if I pronounced anything incorrectly.
No, you did great.
You did great. You did really awesome.
You did really good.
And my apologies if I missed anybody. We'll get you on the next round.
Yes, we will. Absolutely. I want to throw a couple things out there. If you're brand new, welcome in. We're going to have some fun here tonight talking to a great person and a great creator. I do see his wife is in the channel. So hello, Miss Tammy.
Hey, Tammy.
She's the business behind the channel. I'd like to give him that heck all the time. There was also, who else came in? There's somebody that came in that I saw that I meant to highlight real quick because it's going to be a guest on an upcoming show or a feature. And I was trying to look back through. If I see it, I'll bring it back up later. We always like to highlight and acknowledge those who are going to be featured some way on the channel here. And I can't find it right now.
Park Bros is coming up.
Yeah, Park Bros. Well, Lawrence gave it to me, so I'll figure it out. Well, I'll acknowledge if people stay in the chat all night. I'm sure I'll hit you again along the way. We appreciate everybody being here tonight. I always like to have some fun with the ladies, and since it's Amanda's first show as full time with us, You get to go first. Congratulations. That's kind of how we roll.
Yay!
But you got to wait a minute. So just sit there and think about it because you know what question's coming. Because we got to talk about first last week's show where we made the big announcement that Mandy is now part of the of our broadcasting team. So Jen, would you be so kind to highlight that for me?
Last week's show was amazing. We had an entertaining show reviewing the love, the talent, and fun times that the guests have given us over the last 2 years, and of course, celebrating our 100th episode. So here are some highlights.
Okay.
We discussed memorable parts of the shows over the last 100 episodes with Sammy and Angela, joining Jen, that's me, Steph, and of course the channel creator, Pete McDevitt. We had our very first guest on show number 1, who was Joy S.
Yes.
She came to visit with us as she shared her memories of that episode. We watched a special heartfelt video put together by Pete that contained tons of guests from past shows saying congratulations for reaching 100 episodes. That nearly brought me to tears. So thank you everyone who contributed to that. We got to thank special people who helped the show get off to a great start, past and present hosts, and even announced a new member to the host panel, Miss Amanda, Mandy Mary. I encourage everyone to leave a comment on the show with their thoughts. You never know when we're going to do a prize.
Right.
You never know that. Mods, can you please drop the link from last week's show? If you didn't see it, take a moment, go back. It really was a very special night, and we'd love to share that with you if you haven't had a chance to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Good call out.
Yep. So now we'll transfer over to Steph, and Steph can tell us about our guest tonight.
Alrighty. So, tonight's guest is here representing his whole family as he joins us tonight to share the Walt Disney World through the eyes of his family. In addition to bringing you the parks live twice a week, our guests are also dedicated annual pass holders and lifelong Disney fanatics. Our guest YouTube channel serves as an amazing spot to find vlogs on park festivals, Disney shows, resorts, food and attractions. They also take their audiences to Universal Studios in Orlando. Our guest has been chosen to participate as extras, all the whole family, in several Disney promotions and commercials, along with his family. When they're not working on the channel, our guest works as a physical therapist assistant, massage therapist, and a personal trainer.
Yes, he does.
He's very beefy. Yeah, beef. Okay. Our guest channel has over 18.4 thousand subscribers, 4.3 million views, and 1.8 thousand, 1.8 thousand videos, even about how to survive the rainy season at Disney, which I have to keep watching. All right, Joining us in just a few minutes will be Corey from Living in Diz.
Love it. Love it. Great job. Great recap. We're excited to talk with him in just a couple minutes for everybody. Let's first go back to Mandy real quick. Do you want to highlight a couple names? I'm sure you had a person or two come in here tonight.
Actually, we have. And luckily, the folks keep on coming in.
I love it.
So, huge hello to Paige C., King of the Castle, Tammy with Living in Diz, Warning Skydome, Tara Rager, Jason Thibodeau, and Stanley Socks. Welcome
Love
in.
it. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right, let's do the fun question here. And as I said, I'm going to go to Mandy first. I always like to ask the ladies something fun, ridiculous, unique, interesting, or making you think. It's a little insight into getting to know these incredible creators that do this show every Sunday night. Growing up, Mandy, did you ever have a crush on a friend's sibling or a sibling's friend? Did you ever have that crush?
This was a tough question, and it really made me think. One, because I'm an only child.
Okay.
So there's no siblings I can, play off of there. And I had to go back and think of all my friends and their siblings. And unfortunately, all their siblings were either way too old or way too young for me to have a crush on them. So unfortunately, my answer is no.
Okay.
I haven't.
Okay. I'll leave Steph till last since she wrote tonight's episode. Did a great job. Let's go to Jen next. Jen, did you ever have a crush?
I did.
Oh boy, here we go.
I did. It was a friend's sibling.
A friend's sibling. Okay.
Ooh.
And that's all I'm going to say because Molly's mom is watching.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Ladies, please remind me that when we get to the post-show review that we need to find out more details. Tina, how about you? Oh, you're muted. Yes, I fell in love.
Yeah, I know. Much like Mandy, I grew up an only child, so I no siblings,
Okay.
friends I have a crush on, but I did have crushes on friends' siblings,
Okay.
and those stories will stay back where they belong.
Okay.
So.
Interesting. Before I go over to Steph, I remember what it was. Murray's Adventures, who's in here today from the UK watching our show, is going to be a featured channel starting next Sunday night for 1 week as we highlight they create over in France, like our friend that we've made recently. So we've got good things going on for Murray's Adventures. Thank you for coming in tonight. That's awesome. Steph,
Yes.
any crushes? I'm curious.
Well, so yeah, I have one sibling, and he's 2.5 years younger than I am. So his friends would have been, I don't think growing up you're really a cougar, but you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
It would have been,
Okay.
yeah. But I did have many friends who had older brothers.
Okay. Well,
That
there you
were
go.
very good looking. So yeah.
I like it. I like it. Okay.
Yeah.
Do we want to highlight any other names real quick before I bring in our guests?
Actually, we do. We've had a couple people join. Hello to Aliens Wear Green Hats, Mandy Adams, and TPG, Theme Park Giant. Welcome
Theme Park
in.
Giant. Welcome in. Welcome in. All right. Our guest this week is a family creator. I found him so many years ago now. It's time just keeps moving on. I've watched his kids grow up. He is a passionate NFL fan. He is passionate about Disney and what he does on his channel. He works hard. He's worked hard from the start doing what he did to build up, and he's added the partnership, friendship, support that he has with our good friend Lawrence from Park Bros, and the two of them have become an amazing team. He's supported by his wife, who's in the chat tonight. Tammy has been a part of the channel since the get-go and still is part of it. We're excited tonight to sit down and talk with Corey from Living in Diz. Hello, sir.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, everyone in chat. Good to see a nice turnout there. This looks like this is going to be some fun. Oh, that camera. Looks like it's going to be some fun tonight. And I am honored that Stephanie decided to be the one to write the show. Stephanie has been with us for quite some time as well.
Love that.
So it's a pleasure to be here. We'll get that fixed. There we go.
There we go.
Lawrence, can you fix that while we're doing the stream, please? Listen,
I can get Lawrence on that. I'm used to calling on Lawrence for everything. Lawrence, can we fix that?
Before I turn things over, because I'm going to turn it over to Tina here, I want to do two things. One, I want to welcome in everybody that's coming in from the Living in Diz crew, Living in Diz every day over there. Every day is a Diz day. I want to welcome you over to our channel tonight. Thank you for coming in to watch Corey and support. If you're having a good time, hit that subscribe tonight. Come back and watch some of the late night shows that we do well after Corey's finishing and doing his walk through the park. You can stop over to us late night, 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. We'd love to have you come by, as Disney is on this channel every day. For all of our followers who are watching who might not know Corey, you're going to get to know a lot about him tonight. I 100% stand behind him, and I hope at the end of the stream you'll be wanting to keep up with everything that's going on in Diz through the Instagram, the podcast, and the channel. He's a good friend, and I'm glad he's here. Turn it over to you, Tina. Let's have some fun.
Absolutely. All right, Corey, we ask our guests same question every week, if they could share a little bit about themselves with our viewers so that we can get to know you a bit.
Okay. Well, I mean, much like it was a great introduction already from Stephanie, but sometimes I think I'm the hardest working person out there in Walt Disney World, just because of the 3 gigs that you mentioned there. Physical therapy is my main job. Before work or after work, I'm doing massages on clients, or I'm training clients in the gym. And with that spare time, I'm working on the channel. So not a lot of time for a lot else, but I feel like I balance it as well as I can. Can't do any of that without the support of what Pete calls the boss, Tammy from Living in Diz. She really helps out so much, so supportive. So give her a shout out for that. And we just have a passion for Disney. We lived in the Northeast 10 years ago. And one day she just looked at me and said, it's time to make a move. And I'm like, where do you want to go? And lo and behold, for the love of Disney and the love of the weather, we ended up here in Central Florida and had no idea that we would be here today on Pete's show. No, here today doing what we do. I had to pinch myself again yesterday while we were live out there in the parks and just managing the stream and balancing family time and everything. And I just look at my family and I just go, man, all the work we put into this, it doesn't always feel like work. It's fun. And to just be in the position that we're in and share Disney like we do and how we intended to do it is an amazing thing. So that's kind of my life. That's the cycle from Monday to Sunday. It's the same. I'm pretty predictable if you know me.
Awesome. So, being in this community, you here with us today, we all have our story of how we arrived to the Disney YouTube community. Can you share yours with us?
Sure. So I always had a passion for writing before I had a family. And we came here. And once we were here, we got our annual passes and we started to learn about how to do Disney and tips, tricks, and how to work the parks really well. Mm-hmm. And I think that I still wanted to use those creative juices for writing. And I decided, websites were kind of still new, building websites. So I built like a WordPress website. And I said, why don't I write articles every week on things that we've learned and this and that? So we tried that. And me not being patient or not really realizing how all this works, I feel like I gave it like a month or a month and a half. And I was like, this isn't working. Not enough people are reading these articles, which I probably wasn't leading them to them well enough with keywords and things like that. So the reason why I looked to YouTube was because I feel like my kids were the first generation to kind of grow up on YouTube. They loved watching certain kids on YouTube open toys and this and that. And Jill was at a point where she was very much into theater, acting, being in front of the camera. So I looked at that as an opportunity to put her in front of the camera, and why don't we all join her? Let's just try it on YouTube. And the funny thing is, I didn't even really know anyone was doing this. I didn't know about Tim Tracker. I didn't know about anyway. I thought this was an original idea by myself. So I said we could talk about merch. We can show rides. We can do this and that. So we did it. We launched it, and probably I feel like a week or two into it, I'm like, let me see if anyone else is doing this. And that's when I did find people like Tim Tracker and some others. I'm like, okay, so there's some people doing this. Okay. And the lesson I learned from WordPress was, okay, it's a lot more work on YouTube because we were just a vlogging channel for at least a year. We didn't even know what live streaming was. And so I said, I don't want to put all this work in again and not be discovered. So that's when I started the deep dive into what we need to do behind the scenes. Oh, we have to go on Facebook and let people know that we're live. Well, not live, but we're dropping a vlog today and things like that. So that's basically how we arrived at it. The family agreed that they wanted to give it a try. And it was rough going at first. It really was. It was like, Jill was the upfront person with me because Tammy was very, very shy at the time. Jacob was kind of way too young. And I can remember, I'll never forget this. We stood in front of Launch Bay for probably what felt like 25 minutes, just trying to get the perfect take of an introduction to a vlog. And Tammy did get frustrated by that, and we went home and she's like, we can't keep doing this. We have annual passes. We want to enjoy the parks. We can't just come and focus on filming a vlog. So that right there was already a defining moment for the channel, because I said I wanted to just go in the room and scream and punch the pillows or whatever, because I put so much work into this couple weeks in or whatever. And I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I need to figure out a better way to balance things so that we can keep this going.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a defining moment, because I did figure it out on how we could vlog and still enjoy our time at the parks as a family. And I think that carries over as we became a live channel. You know, people will meet us in the parks. They'll hang around for a little bit and they'll say things like, I don't know how you do this. But I think the experience, of course, of doing it for so long makes it look smooth. But you can ask any member of my family that when we're live, we really do feel like we're having our family time. We really do. I take a lot of pride in that. I can still pay attention to what's going on in chat, and they can listen to our conversations. I involve them in our conversations, and it just works so well. So I'm just really, really proud of how we balance that from week to week.
It's a great answer. I love that.
Thank you.
Awesome. So I know Jen has a couple of questions that I think she wants to ask you as well.
All right.
Muted.
You're muted, Jen.
Sorry. Okay.
Oh, I've done that.
Disney is truly a magical place. And it was extra special, extra magical one day as you visited Epcot with your family. Can you share with our viewers what happened when your daughter had an extraordinary character meet and greet, I believe, in the China Pavilion at Epcot? Could you tell us that story?
Absolutely. So we were still a vlogging channel, and Mulan has always been Jillian's favorite movie, favorite character, favorite princess. Even though I guess technically she's not a princess, right? But we just throw her in there, right? She's not.
Sure.
But anyway, so typical Epcot day, we're there, and there were many times Jill would say, "Oh, we missed a chance to meet Mulan again." I didn't think too much of it. One day, Mulan is there. She's, "Oh, Dad, Mulan is there." I'm like, "Okay, we'll go over." We knew how much it meant to her. We went over, and she takes some photos with her. We walk away. We kind of come back to the entrance of China, and we're reviewing the photos. And Jill felt like the photos just weren't good enough. So we were able to kind of catch Mulan before she left. And Jill takes some more pictures of Mulan. I'm just standing off to the side. Next thing I know, Mulan takes her by the hand and off they go. And
Wow.
I'm like, okay, I've never seen that before. So they went back into, forgive me, I always forget the name of the big, beautiful China building, but she takes Jill inside, and I grabbed my phone, which was our vlogging camera. I said, "Oh my gosh, what is this? I've got to video this."
Right.
So I'm videoing. I'm like, this will be a good little clip for the vlog. So we go in, and I have the cameras on them, and Mulan sits Jill down on a bench next to a cherry blossom tree, and she starts talking to her how grandmother would never pick a blossom off the tree. She would only use the ones that have fallen to the the ground. And she starts to take her time and put these carefully into Jill's hair.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so they go on to talk a little bit more, and then she said, "Come on, let's go for a walk." And I'm like, okay, cameras are going to keep rolling. So we follow them. I'm walking behind them. We come out, we take a right, we go all the way to the end, and that's the street of good fortune that leads you down through the shops and everything. And we go all the way to the end, and they start picking up, Mulan's picking up different merchandise, asking Jill if she likes it. They're playing around with a few things. So one of the handlers for her came over to me and said, "What is something that she would really like?" And I said, well, I can't remember, but she would like this. She likes these things. She likes that. She goes, "Okay, is it okay if we get her something?" I'm like, "Sure." So after they played around, they walked back to the front, and this was the time where China was still doing daily shows, like the acrobats and things like that. And we follow him out there, and I'm standing behind him. I'm still filming everything. And while they walk down the street of good fortune all the way to the front, it was like Mulan would not meet anybody else. Families just stopped in awe that she was walking with this one girl, and it was just all about those two. And they went down, they watched the show, and after the show was done, Mulan grabbed her hand and said, "Let's go back inside." We went back inside the main building, and they sat back down on that bench, and she presented her with a gift, and which was an amazing thing.
That's
So
awesome.
you would think, yeah. So you would think story over. We leave, we thank her, amazing time. We park hop that night, and I'm standing in the queue of People Mover, and I'm just checking some things. I go on social media. I see that someone from Disney has messaged me, and I read it, and I'm like, what? The handler had messaged me and said Mulan enjoyed her interaction so much with your daughter, she wanted to know if you were still in Epcot. And I said, no, we're not. But we were able to arrange a visit with Mulan the next time we were in Epcot, maybe a couple weeks later or whatever. And we showed up, we stood at the front of China, and we're waiting and we're waiting. And then all of a sudden, Mulan comes out from the main building. Have you ever seen a princess run in Disney? She runs across the walkway, yelling Jillian's name, picks her up and swings her around.
Wow.
And these two just made a bond that is unbelievable. And of course, I'm filming again. So we have 2 vlogs to this thing. And they sat down in an area to the right of the building, little walkway off to the side, and she put a blanket down. They spent time together. She made her a jade bracelet, and she presented it to her and put it on her wrist. And there was tears back and forth, and they just spent an incredible time together again. So that's our magical moment.
I love it.
I believe that's the most viewed video on our channel. Yeah,
love it.
That's amazing.
Wow, that's a great
and
story.
they still keep in touch to this day.
Really?
Very cool.
Aww.
Very
Wow,
cool.
that's
They
super
do.
cool.
Very cool.
They do.
Well, we know that art in any form comes from inspiration. So, can you tell us who or what inspires you as you're creating your content for your channel?
Well, it's probably lightly a mix of things I see over the years. You might watch a random video from a creator or something, or they're trying something new, and you say, you know what, that's something that might work. Let me give that a shot. But who currently influences me mainly when I do a vlog, because that's all they do, which is Ordinary Adventures. They're out there in Disneyland, and they just do an amazing job, an amazing channel, so many subscribers, and
Don't say too much yet, because we're going to come to that later.
Oh, all right. So Ordinary Adventures, I like their style. I like what they do. I really I love the B-roll. I love the quality. So I would say that they do, and that's actually a creator I've never met, and hopefully we'll meet them someday.
Okay, so right now let's go to Mandy and see if we need to say hello to anybody who's joined the chat.
We do, and it's a pretty long list. So a huge crowd with us here tonight. I'd like to say hi to Nice Work Pal, fans of the Green Bay Packers, Dave's Disney's Dream, Sharon Hecker, Mark Langenkamp, Dinaka McDaniel, Jonathan Chong, Stacky, and Phil Collins.
Welcome.
Welcome in.
Yay.
Real quick, Mandy, before you go, and I know you're going to take the next segment, I want to remind everybody we're dropping the links for everything for Living in Diz, YouTube, Instagram, and the podcast all the way through. We're going to talk about the podcast a little later on in the show. Please give them a follow if you're having a good time tonight. They're great people. They do great content, fantastic stuff. And if you're brand new here tonight, we'd love to have you stay around, hit that sub tonight, and join us. We're just shy of 100 likes. Let's get that over 100 likes as Mandy talks a little bit more with Corey.
Okay. Corey, I've got a couple additional questions for you. And the first one is, a little birdie told me that you have a friend that's a Disney Imagineer.
Oh.
Can you tell us a little bit about him and what type of work he does for Disney?
Yeah, so he's now retired, and he actually has had his hand in. So he was an architect, and he actually has had his hand in designing and building every DVC resort on the planet.
Wow!
Wow!
That's impressive.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's just nice to just sit down with him and pick his brain. Just sit in his home and just ask him questions, because my wheels are always turning with questions about Disney, and even current times now. I'll ask him questions, and it's just nice to hear his feedback on different things.
Love it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, it's amazing.
I also want to say that Pete is ignoring my jersey. Pete's ignoring my jersey.
I thought you changed back into that. I was wondering.
I had to.
Oh,
I had to.
Disney show.
Yep, that's right. Sorry.
We can talk. I'll be glad to talk later about how the Raiders beat your Patriots, but right now we're focused on Disney.
And I'll be glad to share with him what it's like to win not just one but 6 championships. Okay, go ahead, Mandy.
Can't argue with that.
Along that lines of friendship, your channel also has a podcast that you do each week with Lawrence Wilson. How did that idea of doing a podcast come along, and where do you kind of see it going in the future?
You know what? I'm not going to lie. I want this thing to go to the moon. We put a lot of work into this. Just speaking as a creator with pride and the work we put in. Besides Pete McDevitt, because he's here, I can't say that. And Pete will say this is the number 2 Disney podcast in the world, so I'll take that. But we're trying to be number 1. We want to do this. We try to bring on good guests, as much as we can, and bring the energy. And we'd like to just be a little different than we don't just want to come on and talk about the news. Like, that is fine. That is totally fine. But I've always not wanted to do what everyone else does. And that's the way we carry the channel at Living in Diz. And that's how we do the Diz Pod. Anytime we see a chance to do something different, we do it. So.
Cool.
Good. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, I'm going to hand it over to Steph so we can figure out what the drink of the week is.
Oh, cool.
Oh, the drink of the week.
Yes, one of my favorite segments of the show. And we asked Corey what his would be, and he shared with us from Disney Springs and Gideon's Bakehouse, the Gideon's Peanut Butter Cold Brew. And Corey, could you tell us a little bit about that? How did you stumble upon this?
Well, basically, Gideon's is the hot spot over there at Disney Springs for cookies, although it does have one rival, but we can debate which is better. And I, at the time, had just started getting into cold brews, and I don't know if someone mentioned it to me, and I said I got to try it, or I saw it on the menu and said, well, I love peanut butter, I love cold brews, so let me give that one a try. And excuse me, I have to have a sip of my peanut butter cold brew.
You actually have it? That's so cool.
I have one right now.
Very nice.
And
awesome.
Nice touch, right?
Yeah.
Well, we bought it last night and we couldn't finish it, so I'm like, I'll throw it in the fridge for later, and
sweet.
So I get to bring it on the show. And it's so flavorful. It's, I want to like drinks that Joffrey's puts out, but I have yet to find one that is even 2.5 Mickeys out of 5. That's how we rate on our channel. I just feel like they always lack a bit of flavor. This one has a big punch of peanut butter. It really does. Now, I'll say I love the Kester coffee that Joffrey's puts out in. I guess you can buy them multiple places in Walt Disney World, but you can get them at their shop over there at Disney Springs. Their hot coffees are amazing. I just bought the the Wicked Queen last night and had that today, and that was good. So yeah, but that Gideon's is so good. I have yet to meet one that comes even close. I'd like to try to figure out how to make it here at home.
Oh, I found a recipe. I'll send it to you.
Okay.
And she said it's like so close. It's like so close. Anyway, but yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Okay. Any other girls on the panel have you tasted this drink yet? And if so, did you like it? And if you didn't, would you try it? Mandy, let's start with you.
Okay. I have not had it, but you sure had me when you said peanut butter and cold brew. That combination sounds amazing. So if you're sharing that copycat recipe, I might ask that you send it my way too.
I can do that. No problem. Jen, how about you?
I don't want to actually admit this, but I've never been to Gideon's.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I know. I don't want to admit that.
Let her stay. Let her stay.
But now I have a real reason to get over there. So I would definitely try it. I just need to get over there.
Yes. Just to see the inside of the store is really cool too. How about you, Tina?
So much like Jen, I have not been to Gideon's either.
Oh my word.
So you're not alone, girlfriend. And I hate to be like the villain in this, but I'm not a peanut butter girl, and I can't do caffeine, so I'm not a coffee girl. But if I was, I would try this. So
very nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
I see in the chat, Parker said he hasn't been there either. He's never been to Gideon's.
What?
Right?
Neither has
know
TPG.
that about him.
Yep, TPG also said he's never been to Gideon, so I guess I'm not alone. So okay, I don't feel as bad.
Well, let me give everybody a tip. I'll give everybody a tip here then. If you happen to go to Disney Springs and you just haven't been there, this is tip number 9,314 on the channel. All you have to do is go towards the end of the night. If they're closing at 11:30, just go over into the line about 10 past 11 or so. Even if there's been a long wait all day, you should get in, and you should be able to get, your hands on whatever you want.
Yeah, there is always a long line for sure.
There you go.
For sure.
Just go in before close.
All right, I'm going to pass this over to Pete.
All right, yeah, let's keep things rolling here and keep it moving. Corey, I'm going to ask you the question that I asked the ladies. I'm curious to hear your answer. Growing up, did you ever have a crush on a sibling's friend or a crush on a sibling of a friend?
No, I wish I had a better answer for you, but no. My siblings are much younger than me.
Okay.
And yeah, so that couldn't happen. And my friends, I was trying to think of my closest friends, and I can only think of one sister, and I couldn't stand her because she just picked on me all the time. So,
okay.
No. But I'll just add this. I don't know if this counts. One of my best friends in high school was like a brother to me because we knew each other since we were like 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And, I told him that I was going to ask out one of his best girlfriends, friends. And that happens to be the girl that I married. So,
oh, that's a great story. There you go.
Yeah,
that's a wonderful story. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a win for you, and well, I'm sorry too.
Big loss for him.
He lost out.
We are not friends today.
Well, there you go. You and Tammy are good, so that's a great thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Tina, let's roll.
All right, so I'd like to ask you about a Disney-related achievement. Many of our viewers may not know that Living in Diz has had a documentary made about the journey over the years of the channel. Can you elaborate on this for us?
I sure can. Jason O'Brien was the writer, director, producer, and financier of the project. Came to me, and I'll actually tell you a little bit about this. So he put this idea out to multiple creators, lots of creators in the community. And I waited a few weeks. I responded right away. I thought it was a good idea. He wanted to do a documentary about several channels in the community. No one ever responded back to him except for us. Signed the contract, everything. I signed over everything, all use of the channel, everything. Nothing was happening. So I reached out to him and I said, "What's going on?" He said, "To be honest, I'm not getting anyone else coming back, getting back to me about this. So I'm either
then we froze up.
and
Uh-oh.
We lost Corey for a second.
Is that me?
Yeah, we lost you. Okay, you're back there.
Right. We good?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what you heard last then. What did you hear last?
We heard that you signed a contract and nobody responded to him but you.
Yeah.
Okay. No one responded to him but us. And so I got back to him and he said he said no one's responded, so I'm probably going to scrap the project. That got me steamed real quick at the whole community. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Like, this is a chance of a lifetime to showcase yourself and get yourself out there. This is the ultimate promotion. And so I thought about it real quick. It didn't take me very long. I responded right back to him. And I said this. I said, I won't stand for this. What I ask of you is you trust me to give you everything that you need. I will give you everything you need to do this, and you can just showcase us, and you can call this movie Living in Diz. And he said, he responded with, I'll think about that. The next day he said, I thought about it and I love this idea. Let's go. So that's how the project was born. I stomped my foot and said, we need to do this. And thankfully he did. And we collaborated so well on it. I gave him way more than he ever expected. And that's the creative side of me and the creative side of Jacob, because he had a lot to do with production shots and behind the scenes things. And we added so much more that he could ever use. So we're proud of that project.
Where can people find that if they wanted to find that now, Corey? Is it still?
Yeah. So the intention of the project was to market it to Hulu and Amazon and all those. And it has to go through a major company first. They screen it. They make sure it's cleaned up and good to go. And it was all that. But they wouldn't let it pass through to these major companies because they said there's vlogging material in it. And they said, you can't even submit this again or even fight this. And it's crazy because, yes, there's vlogging material in it because it's a movie about a vlogger. But so they didn't. So it's been entered in 4 film festivals for this year. 2 of them have been turned down, but we have 2 more that are sitting there waiting for a response later in the year. And if it doesn't, all I can say is, hey, we had a documentary made about us. So how many people can say that? So it's really good. It'll bring you tears. There's so many different emotions in the film, things we've gone through over the last 7 years on the channel and in the family, and to keep it going. So if anybody hasn't seen it, it sits right now on our channel. You can go into videos. It's like a 53-minute long video, and you can tell that that's the film. So I encourage people to go back and watch it and comment, and I'll respond back.
There you go. Comment on it over on his channel. Thank you. Tina, keep going. Awesome. You're doing great. Thank you.
So I guess Stephanie knows this little tidbit of information, but the rest of us don't. So we want to know about this addiction to purchasing Disney mugs, and is it true? And if so, how does Tammy feel about this?
Okay, so when it comes to me and Disney, I would say that yes, the purchasing addiction continues. However, I believe it's been at least a year since I have purchased a mug. I came to realization that it was a problem when I said, let me just add up. Let me add up roughly what I've spent on mugs in 5 years. And it was like $1,000. And I said, okay, because Tammy would complain that, listen, you have filled up my dishwasher with mugs. All my cabinets are filled with mugs. I have nowhere else to go, dude. And I'm like, okay. So between that and the $1,000 on mugs, I said, I've got to have a hard stop here. And so I employed my entire community while I was live to help me not buy mugs. And we worked through it. At first, we looked at some. It was hard to not purchase it, and then we put it down. It was like they were there for support. It was like, a support meeting for me whenever we were out there, and we got over it. And so I don't have the inkling to buy mugs anymore. Although we've opened the Pandora box on pins, and I'm looking at my wall full of pins here. So we've introduced pin trading live on our channel. And we also just finished up a 4-part series on pin trading on the channel. So if anybody's interested in that, they can go and watch that. But now, yeah, we incorporate heavily live pin trading within the channel. So it's pins. Tammy's on board with it too. So it's been a lot of fun. And she likes it because I can't put pins in her dishwasher.
There you go.
Truer words have never been spoken. I do have an additional question. I get the lucky 3 questions of the evening.
I'm sorry. I meant to finish that with one other thing. So what we've done now is this summer I've gone through every room and just gutted stuff that we don't use and things like that. And I just was looking at a lot of these mugs and I didn't know what to do with them. So every month now, the viewer with the highest points on our channel wins Corey's mugs. So they're going to other Disney lovers. So
that's awesome. I love that.
Wow. Oh, that's great.
Okay, sorry, Tina.
All right. So no, you're fine. On another note, do you have a comical story that you could share with us that involves Dole Whip on a 100-degree day at Magic Kingdom?
Oh boy, that sounds familiar. So that's tip number 605. Don't ever try to take a Dole Whip halfway across Magic Kingdom, especially when the degrees are triple digits. So this is coming off of, I believe it wasn't too long where we returned after COVID to the parks. And we're live. We're at Magic Kingdom this day. And it was like 101 degrees. And Tammy and Jillian were up over near, at the time they were serving the Tinkerbell. Was it Tinkerbell Peter Pan, Tinkerbell something? It was green, and it was a Dole Whip. And it floated in Sprite with it was a Peter Pan because it had a red chocolate feather on the top.
I remember that.
Yeah, one of the best they've done, I think. And so Jill wanted that or something. So Tammy and Jill went up there. Jacob and I said, okay, we'll go over to Sunshine. I want to say Seasons, but
Terrace?
Whatever it is over there. I'm just going blank. Yeah, it was at the terrace over Magic Kingdom where they have the different Dole Whips. So Jacob and I grabbed 3 other Dole Whips floats. And so we happen to wear masks. And so I have a stream and I'm trying to carry Dole Whips. And he has 1 Dole Whip. And he's much younger at the time, and we're trying to walk with them. And at the time, cast members would stop you if your mask was off. So I'm walking. I'm almost dropping, what I have in my hands. They're starting to melt in no time. Going down my hands, going down Jacob's hands. Dad, what are we gonna do? We got to stop. And the string can hear everything. And I'm like, my mask is off now. My mask is off, and it was just chaos the entire time. And we put him down. We tried to clean up a little bit, and then we made our way back over. Then we couldn't find Tammy. The chat, and she's in the chat saying where she is. We're walking back and forth by her. I can't find her. We finally find her, and half the Dole Whip is gone. But one of those things where you kind of have to be there and see it live. But it was a little bit of a disaster, but we still get to enjoy most of it.
I'd have bitched tonight. I guess you're gonna have to drink them. I'm sorry. We'll get more later.
Yeah, we're gonna drink them exactly. So we think of that today because we will never bring a Dole Whip across the park again.
Good tip. Very good tip.
So before I pass this over to Jen, I want to ask Mandy if we have any new viewers that come in.
And actually, we do. I want to say hello to Julie McCowan, Goofy Guy WDW, Jason's Journey, Movie Mania Nick, Sebastian the Crab, and Theo Sam Eagle. Welcome in, guys.
There you go.
Nice. Well, this is the part of the show where we ask the enhancers and creators of the community to share with us the content that they love. So tonight we're going to talk with Corey about the one channel that he follows that inspires him. And that channel is Ordinary Adventures. And I know, Corey, you mentioned a little bit about them before, but can you tell us what it is about Ordinary Adventures you love and why people should follow them?
I think that their reviews of things, food, travel experiences, things that they do in the parks or they do wherever they're traveling. I really trust their opinions. I think we align with a lot of their beliefs, and they just do so much. And obviously they've built their channel up so far that they're able to do all these amazing things. And so it's fun to just live vicariously through them, as one week they're on a Disney cruise and the next week they're in Japan, and then then they're off somewhere, they're in Alani. And we discovered them because we went to Alani just a few years ago, and I was just looking for videos to try to learn about Alani, and that's how we came across them. And Jill was walking by, she's like, "I like them. They're like straight shooters." And I'm like, "Yeah." And it's a channel that I can just binge. Like Tammy and I'll just sit down some night. If we don't want to commit to anything else, I'll just put YouTube on and say, let's see what they have going on, and we'll go from one video to the next. The quality is very high. And I always appreciate that, the creative side of things. Love the editing, and they just do an amazing thing. So what else inspires me is when I joke when I'm live, and I did it with you all a little bit ago. Tip number 930, 340, whatever. They do that all the time. So that's kind of like my little tribute to them. And and I like their intro. Idea. There's been yeah, and there's been because it makes the viewers think, whoa, do they have that many tips?
Made me think that.
Yeah, exactly. And I love the intros to their videos. I think they have the best intros to their vlogs. They introduce themselves quick, they show highlights quick of what they're going to touch on, and then boom, they get right into it. So we've done that recently too, to kind of see how that works. But yeah, love watching them. So if anybody hasn't seen them, I encourage you to watch them.
Nice.
We'll definitely have to check them out.
Yes. Now, Steph, you want to go ahead and give us a recap of tonight?
I'd love to. Tonight we had the pleasure of learning more about a channel in the Disney community on YouTube, Living in Diz. And it's made up of a family of 4, Corey, Tammy, Jillian, and Jacob. Corey shared his family's love of Disney and how they've moved down to Florida. From New England area, as you can see from his shirt, to be closer to the Disney bubble and to share with viewers how wonderful the parks are through the eyes of their family. We learned about Corey's mom. Well, you didn't mention your mom. I thought you were going to mention your mom earlier, but I'm going to mention your mom. Your mom is often found in our chats and viewing your channel, and has been very supportive of you, Corey, throughout your life. Also, Corey loves to cover the newest and greatest attractions that Disney has to offer in his live streams, and a magical story about Mulan and Jillian thrilled us and melted my heart anyways. I think that's just shows how great Disney, their crew and their cast are at really connecting with people. Corey shared with us about the podcast that he and Lawrence do together, which you can find on the channel. We also talked about a yummy drink that you can try from Gideon's Bakehouse at Disney Springs called Gideon's Peanut Butter Cold Brew. I encourage everyone to leave a comment on the show with their thoughts on our content. Mods, please keep dropping Living in Diz's links so everybody can check them out.
Awesome. Great recap. Where are we going?
Yeah.
We are going over to Miss Tina. She is going to tell us who is going to be with us next week.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I get the honor of talking about next week's guest that I am thoroughly excited about, and I'm going to be writing. And it is our very own Mandy and Cakes. They will share with us the inspiration of their own YouTube channel, where you can find fun with friends, grass cutting, not naked Pete, and plenty of laughs. Mandy and Cakes will come ready with stories to tell about their love of Disney, Lego, cats and dogs, and Cincinnati sports. Next Sunday, Cakes and Mandy will be with us live, so you don't want to miss this episode. It's going to be great.
Thank you,
Not because
Tina.
I wrote it.
Thank you. It's we just in transparency before we close up with Corey here and finish things up. I should say that we made some adjustments in the schedule to bring Cakes and Mandy up. The changes that we've had in the channel were not expected, but we are excited about where we're going and that Mandy's part of our group. And it was brought to my attention of, hey, why don't we let our community for the Triple C get to know them a little bit more? And so we made some adjustments in the stream because they were already scheduled as guests already before we even went down this path. So we're excited next week. You'll get to learn a little bit more about Mandy and her husband and the channel that they have and what they're involved in and all they're doing. It's going to be a fun time. So awesome with that. We always finish things up here with a final thought of the night. I'll let the ladies go first, of course, because it's always ladies first, then our guests. Final thoughts are open for whatever you'd like to say. And as we're doing our final thoughts, make sure you're clicking over if you're from our family and giving a follow over on Instagram or over on their YouTube channel or their podcast. They're working hard to grow that channel up here while we're talking here at the end. Ladies, we'll just go, I guess, left to right on the screen and make it easy since Steph wrote this week. Tina, final thought from you.
Just another great night. I want to say thanks to Corey for being here, another fellow New Englander and Patriots fan. So it's always great to have more people in your corner when that's concerned. It was a great show. We had a lot of laughs, and we also got teary-eyed a little bit with the Mulan and Jillian story. I'm not going to lie. So thanks for coming on with us, Corey.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Tina. Jen?
Well, I just want to say thank you for being episode 1 of our next 100 shows. That's very exciting, starting us off for our next 100. You're an OG of the community. You've been around. Everybody knows your name. So thank you for coming to be on the show so everybody can hear your great stories about your channel. Hopefully they'll be clicking the links in the chat and following you now. And I just want to say thanks for being here and being part of the Triple Cs.
Love it.
Oh, I'm honored to be here in this great show, and thanks for pushing Pete to get me on over here. I'm a
Absolutely.
hard guy to get.
Mandy?
And he got me on in the height of week 1 NFL football. So,
You'll get your moment.
Right.
It's called final thought. It's not called Corey interrupts everybody. Hang tight. Mandy, you're up.
So, Corey, thank you so much for being here. Excited to be here for show 101. And as always, we watch the vlogs, we watch the live streams, but this show just brings an extra added layer to who you are, who your family is, and the reason you do this. So thank you for sharing all of that information with us tonight.
Love it.
You're welcome.
Miss Steph?
And as one of your longtime mods, I think I've been with you since 2020. I started, I think, back in April of that year.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I know there's so much more I could have asked you and you would have shared with us. There's so much to you guys, to you and your family over the years. And maybe we'll just have to have you on another time to listen to all the other stories. So, but thanks for sacrificing a little bit of football time tonight, maybe to squeeze us into your schedule. And I appreciate that. And we look forward to seeing you around.
Thank you, Steph.
You're welcome.
Corey, final thought from you.
Oh, I have nothing else to say now, Pete. No. No.
I find that hard to believe.
Just like I was saying, it's an honor to have been here. What a great show. Everybody needs to know about this show that doesn't know about it. I'll be sure to talk about it in the next live stream and beyond, and get people to come on over. You girls do a wonderful job, much better than any of the Pete shows I watch. This is more organized and very professional, so that's good. I just like to give Pete a hard time. Love Pete. Pete puts more work into this stuff than anybody. But yeah, truly an honor to be here, and great to see the support in the chat. Your people, my people. And it's an honor to represent my family. As I stand here, I speak for Jill and Tammy and Jacob, and it's been an honor to do what we've done so far, and we do not look at stopping anytime soon. So
Love
the
that.
last thing I'll add too is that what we did in the last few weeks is we've taken the DizPod and we've actually moved it to its own channel permanently. So if anyone's looking for that, even our faithful followers have had a hard time, even though we posted in our community chat. It's on its own channel. So if you search it but the whole word, one word, at the DizPod, you can find it over there and
Well,
subscribe.
great final thought. I'm going to start off differently. I'm going to start off responding to that. First off, Mr. Diz, we've been putting the link for your channel, the new channel, into the chat all night for your people. It'll be posted
Sweet.
in there, and also
Okay.
it will be featured on our channel on Insomniacs and on the Friday night show starting next Sunday for 1 week. We're going to help push that to try to get it up over the 1,000 mark. And on top of that, as of this morning, I added that into our race to 1,000 to try to give you a focus every week to help bring that up. First off, just to let you know that we've had a great show with Corey tonight. His drink was amazing. I mean, peanut butter and a little bit of caffeine going into Gideon's. I love their cookies, and their cakes are even better. If you're down in there, try it out. And if you like it, make sure you hit him up on Instagram. Tell him, hey, I tried your drink and it was awesome. We featured Ordinary Ventures. I met them down in Disney last trip or the trip before. Had a great talk with them for about a half an hour. They are great people, and they are working their way toward 500,000 followers, and I guarantee you they'll get there someday, because as Corey said, they are fantastic. I want to say thank you to Corey and of course Tammy, because she allowed him to be here, which I appreciate the boss letting Corey be here. Absolutely a great show with Corey. Excited about next week. Excited that I think I have to do it this way. Cakes will be here, and also Mandy's going to hang around. It's going to be Cakes and Mandy. We're going to get to know a lot about them next week. That will be a lot of fun. We're working on a podcast right now here on YouTube. We have all of ours lined up on YouTube. You can listen to any of the shows we've done. We've interviewed some amazing creators. You can look just right there on the screen and see, Tanya and Resort TV One and Park Pass TV and Ear to Ear, and Now Living in Diz on that list as well. I want to remind you that I will be live tonight at 10:45, probably closer to 11 by the time the football game's over. That's when we'll talk Disney. We'll have 5 new channels that we're going to highlight tonight. It's always a lot of fun on Insomniacs. It's all Disney. It's your late night focus, where you should be if you having that Disney urge late night on the East Coast or right after dinner on the West. As a reminder, the ladies can be found over on the Clubhouse Chaotic Chat, and we'd love for you to be following us there. That's how we keep you up to date. We're trying to get up over 500 followers there. Finally, before I say goodnight here, and my final thoughts, Living Diz is available on YouTube. Links have been dropped. Instagram, links have been dropped. And the Disney Parks podcast, the Diz Pod. I love that logo. Lawrence knows it right there. You can keep up with everything going on. My final thought is kind of simple. It's another great guest, and the ladies have killed it. But with Corey, it's unique. A lot of times you will see Corey and I battling and going back and forth, whether it's a smart remark or something that we do. I will tell you that during my toughest time, when I struggled to keep breathing on this earth, Corey stood behind me. He reached out, he checked in, we joked, we had talks about sports, we had talks about Disney. There's been many a nights that Corey and I have sat and talked about so many things going on through this Disney community, how to coordinate better, how to bring better broadcast. We work together in many ways to try to help each other, and I value that. Corey, your interview tonight was great. It was great to hear some of the things that many people didn't know. I hope that anybody watching this now, listening later on a late night stream, or tomorrow watching the replay, or if in the future you're hearing us on a podcast, either here or maybe on another platform soon, I hope that you take the time to go over and check out Living in Diz. They are a great family. I found them when they were shopping in Disney Springs the first time I found them. And I reached out to him, and I know he thought I was some weird nut reaching out to him, talking to him. But that day when I made that reach out, it was one of the better things I did. Corey, I truly appreciate you and everything you're doing. I want the best for you, and I thank you so much for giving your time to the ladies tonight. Appreciate you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Pete. The love runs deep, you and me. We go back so far.
So hang tight. hang tight, bud. We're going to talk to you backstage. It's been an amazing night. I know Corey wants to get to football. Corey, I know you asked for no updates, but I did need to let you know one thing. I have to give you one update. The Ravens are already up 14-0.
Oh boy!
Just boy!
Know. Well, I have Josh Allen in the league that means most to me.
He got knocked out. He got hit. He got hit in the head. He's knocked out. His helmet was on backwards, and So we'll see you next week when it's Cakes and Mandy in the hot seat having some fun. Thank you, Steph, for a great show. We'll see you, everybody. Hang tight. Good night.
Bye.
You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine. But I can see that you don't realize. And that's what made me fall in love. Hey, by the way, I'm going to drop you all into Baker. How about that? I always like to have a surprise at the end. Dropping you into Baker. You're going there right now. Bye-bye, everybody. Go see Baker. Tell him I said hello.